Men who like to keep their morning routine simple will love these multi-for-him gummies, specially formulated with 12 key nutrients designed to support men's daily nutritional needs. Nature-made multi-for-him gummies help support muscle and bone health. It improves your immune health, and it increases your energy metabolism. With the quality you can trust, nature-made multi-for-him gummies have no artificial flavors, no synthetic dyes, no high fructose corn syrup, no artificial sweeteners, and is gluten-free. Pharmacists around the world have recommended Nature Made to be the #1 vitamin and supplement brand. So when you need something that's going to help you get you through the day, when you need something that's going to increase your energy to help you get you through that workout, to make you perform as an elite athlete at the top of your ability, try Nature Made multi-for-him gummies, because you don't want to stop to the 12th round.
Welcome to the Terror Dome. You should be heading home, cause you could bring all of your ninjas and the Technodrome. I rip right through your flesh and bone and mental capacity. Flood your mind with atrocities and copious tragedies. This dark Sabbath is a lesson in the street. Behold the church of the ghetto, feel the words when I preach. Amen. Let the Lord say a prayer for they don't end up in front of someone banging their trigger. Living life like a war pig. Fuck the law, I'm getting mine. Let the others figure what the cost is. Purchasing the fortress on gorgeous acres enormous. Car park full of foreigners and women just waiting on us. We living the dream. Y'all living like hell is earthbound. We are not the same. You've been a lame since birth, pal. I don't feel sorry. I recommend they go dirt bound. Doggy dog world, and you've been looking like Chuck Brown.
Well, beautiful people, best damn nation. It is Wednesday, and you know what time it is. It is the Best Damn Wrestling Podcast. I am your humble host, Brian Renegade, and with me, I have the best damn crew. First of all, if you see this man in a dark alley, run. He will beat you up and throw you in the trash can. He is the green-eyed bandit. He fights people. Sometimes he bites people. He's your mama's favorite wrestler, and he can whoop your daddy ass, the one and only Roosevelt, the fighter. What's happening, my brother?
What's up? And what's going on, everybody out there in TikTok land? I'm live on TikTok as well, right here on the Best Damn Wrestling Podcast. What's going on with you, Brian? How you feeling, man? What's going on?
Oh, man, blessed and highly favored, my brother. I can't call it, man. I had a great trip last week. Got a chance to go up to Boston and checked out a Celtics game with my son, and it was just all kind of fun, man. So I enjoyed that. But now I'm good and refreshed. You know what I'm saying? And we got some big teams on the horizon.
Big teams, Brethren. Big teams. Everything, Irie, you know what I mean?
Yeah. My Jamaican ain't that good, but you know, not that good. I'll leave it to you. You know what I'm saying? The green-eyed bandit. You got some Jamaican in your blood. I knew it.
It's a Brooklyn thing, man. It's funny because I was on TikTok the other day and I was listening to some reggae music because, you know, why not? Why not? And somebody was like, I didn't know you was Jamaican. I was like, nah, I'm from Brooklyn. It's a Brooklyn thing.
Oh, man. Shout out to everybody that's in Brooklyn, man. Listen, it's a lot of stuff that's been going on, my brother. Shout out to everybody that's watching us on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, Twitch. TikTok. You know what I'm saying? Hold up, we got some peoples that's giving a shout out all the way from Louisiana. Yeah.
D-Mac, that's a good brother of mine. We got to get him on the show. D-Mac has an amazing story that he needs to tell. I keep telling him all the time, man. That's big bro right there. When I first got started with wrestling, he was one of the guys that I decided to step up with, step in their face. And he ain't no small dude. 6'3", about 3 and some change when I first met him. You know what I'm saying? So, and I was only 150, and I was like, man, I'll slam your ass. They beat the hell out of me, bro. They beat the hell out of me real quick. So shout out to D-Mac. We can definitely got to get him on and let him tell his story. Man. He has an amazing story to tell.
Yeah, man, we love good stories here, man. We're not just a wrestling podcast. We're storytellers, you know what I'm saying? And we let wrestlers come on and tell their story and how they got into, wrestling. But we also interview entertainers, people that have real careers that actually you can get some information for. Matter of fact, we got somebody that help you with your taxes, you know what I'm saying, that's coming on the show next week, man. So if you got some tax problems, you know what I'm saying, if you want to learn how to do your business taxes or your nonprofit taxes or just your personal taxes and actually how to benefit and how to, make it work for you, tune in next week. We got you. You know what I'm saying? Mo the Closer will be on the show. But yeah, shout out to everybody. D-Mac said I was 6'4" and 450 pounds. Why you got to go and bother these people?
Huh? Hey man, listen. Let me tell you how serious it is. So I'm in the locker room and I was leaning over to tie my boots. I was with a company that no longer runs anymore. So it's long time ago. I was leaning over. I was tying my boots, and next thing I knew, the entire room got dark. And I was like, the hell? They got some Undertaker here? And I look up and I was like, oh, shoot, they got some good security for this company. Like this. These dudes is big. Ain't nobody jumping over no barricade.
Better not nobody jump into that ring. It's going to be a wrap.
And then I found out those are my opponents for the night. And I was like,
Y'all couldn't email me first. You couldn't send me a message, you know what I'm saying, to stretch before I came in here to fight these giants.
Some macaroni and cheese, some pasta, or something. You know what I'm saying? Got some meat on me a little bit.
Bring a taser, nothing. I can't get a hootie hoo. You can't let me know what's happening. You know what I'm saying?
They just put me out there. You know what I'm saying? But it was good. It was good for me because I had the opportunity to get in a ring with somebody that could guide me to be better, you know what I'm saying, and somebody to make me better. And look where I'm at today. So shout out to D-Mac for leading the way for your brother to get to where I'm at today.
Absolutely. We got some more of the best damn nation chiming in. Hey, well, hello. How are you? I hope you're doing good. Yeah, hey, welcome to the Best Damn Wrestling Podcast. You know what I'm saying? Listen, wherever you're from, man, just let us know. We'll shout you out on the show. Roosevelt, man, let's go ahead and get into it. We got some hot topics.
Yes. Subject, hot topics. And there's a lot going on in WWE right now. First thing I want to talk about is Jay Uso.
Hold up. Wait a minute. Yeah. Yeah.
4 letters. 1 word. Jade.
Absolutely.
His road to WrestleMania is looking really rocky, and I think it works in his favor in terms of how he's going to look at the main event of WrestleMania. More than likely, it's going to be night 1. Hopefully, they're doing right and do make him the main event of that show. But it's looking really rocky, and it's looking like he's doubting himself, and it's looking like he's not going to be able to beat Gunther for the WWE World Championship. And it kind of gives me off, like we've been talking about for a while, Coffee Mania, the Yes Movement, all these different things. The Cody Crybabies just doesn't match up to this. But but it gives me that vibe of, you know what, maybe he's not going to do it. But time, if you've been watching wrestling for a long time, you know, when you put someone as an ultimate underdog, they're going to win. You kind of giving it away to us now. It's like, okay, he's going to win. You know what I'm saying? So see exactly what happens there. But how do you feel about his road to WrestleMania right now?
I think that Jay Uso was one of those cats where nothing was really given to him. He had to kind of earn everything. And I think it's the same situation. Now he has to earn his spot. You can't just call yourself main event and don't earn your spot. You know what I'm saying? And so I think that Jay Uso was absolutely the MVP of last year, man. There was a lot of stuff that was going on. But Jay Uso, every city that he went in, man, he had complete crowd control. He has some great matches and with some top tier talent, man. And I think that Jay Uso absolutely can beat Gunther, man. But Gunther got it. Hold up. And I know if LP was here, he would absolutely say this, but Gunther got to stand up for himself too and show that he can be the main event, because ain't nobody really talking about Gunther. They're all talking about Jey Uso. They all talking about Roman Reigns, Seth Rollins, and CM Punk. They're all talking about Jey Uso. I mean, not Jey Uso, but Jade Cargill and Bianca. And, yeah, and now Io and Rhea Ripley done weasel her way back into the main event picture, and then Charlotte Flair. I mean, you got some huge names, and the thing is, it's all taking the attention away from what Jay is trying to do and the momentum that he actually has. I think they're trying to scramble to put together this great event, but in the meantime, you kind of killing the main event, which is main event Jey Uso and the steam behind that. And I think they're trying to build it up by bringing Jimmy Uso. First of all, did you see the interaction where it's kind of Big Jim was taking up for his brother, his little brother, and he went over to Gunther and he said, me and you next week. He was like, Gunther looked at him like, are you serious? Jimmy slapped the Sonic coins out of Gunther.
He hit him with his ancestors, okay?
yeah. He knocked out a tooth. He loosened the tooth. Straight
but
up.
You know what? And Gunther ate that and smiled about it.
He ate it, and I know he gonna give it back 10 times forward with these chops.
Tear Jimmy ass.
He gonna chop through his soul. You know what I'm saying? He gonna chop his teeth down to his butt, and it's just every time that he walk, he gonna chew. It's just gonna be nasty.
I just hope this is not a prelude of them saying that Jay is not going to be able to do this without Jimmy. I hope that this is like, because if you look back, and I saw a video on TikTok yesterday where they showed how Jimmy has always stood up for Jay the entire life. Like every time Jay was in a situation, Jimmy came and stood up for him. It was Roman versus Jay in the what was it? The Hell in a Cell match.
Yeah.
And Jimmy came in and got on top of him to protect his brother. When they left the bloodline, and Jimmy was like, yo, I'm here to protect you. Don't worry about it. I got you. And he super kicked Roman. And then when he stopped him from winning the WWE Championship from Roman Reigns, and told him that he was protecting him because he didn't want him to be like Roman Reigns. And I just hope that they just let Jay go and do this by himself, because Gunther is going out there by himself. He don't have Imperium no more. So let Jay do this by himself.
You know, we all talk about Jey Uso, especially being the heart of the bloodline. When the bloodline was at full force, Jay was the heart, but actually Jimmy was the heart as well, man. I think you had the right and left ventricles. You know what I'm saying? Jimmy can absolutely. He's a great actor, man. He's trying to draw that attention back to Jay, and I think that even if they do have Jimmy Uso involved in the match, I still think it'll be a good match. Will it be soiled? Maybe, because it'll say, you know, hey, you can't win it on your own. But as long as you win, it doesn't matter if you did it on your own or not.
Yes, because if they're telling the story that Jay has separated himself and has been his own man now for the last year, then he has to do this by himself. He can't go back and say he can't leave the bloodline and say, I don't need them. I'm doing this by myself. I'm doing my own thing, and then turn around and need them to make this happen. Like, you went on a singles run for a good reason, so do this with this good reason. Do this by yourself.
Listen, if you go to McDonald's and they put extra nuggets and fries in your bag and you ain't asked for it, are you just going to complain about it, or are you going to go ahead and take that hookup? Let it happen.
Now, if I said I don't need no help buying me some chicken nuggets, I can get my own chicken nuggets, and if someone ends up giving me more chicken nuggets, well, I look like I need you to. If I'm sitting there and I go to the restaurant and I say I don't need nobody to give me no extra chicken nuggets, I can buy my own nuggets. And I get up there and they got like 59 cents and it's 62. And they're like, yo,
and then somebody come and help you.
Yeah, somebody
buy your nuggets.
They don't look crazy. Because
it's a pride thing. That's a pride thing. You know what I'm saying? And it's the same way with Jay. It's a pride thing. You know what I'm saying? Are you going to let your momentum catapult you to heights unseen, or are you going to let your pride get in the way of your glory?
Yeah, but do you want it to be your momentum, or do you want somebody to give you a boost? It's one thing to do it on your own. It's another thing that someone has to get you there. You know what I'm saying? And if you've been preaching that you're going to do this by yourself, you're going to do this yourself, he don't need Jimmy to get him there. Jimmy ain't doing shit. Look, this is looking like they're giving Jimmy something to do for WrestleMania because he ain't doing nothing. But again, you're making them tied to each other. They don't need to be. They were born together.
I'm gonna tell you, it feels good seeing Jimmy and Jay do the entrance for Jay's music.
Yes.
It just makes sense, and I think the song is a lot better than the songs that they used to have in the past. Now, I've always liked the Usos' music, but Jay just got one of them bangers. You know what I'm saying? I think we should do a show segment on the top WWE songs or current bangers. You know what I'm saying? But Jay Uso's music would definitely be one of those. I like Jimmy's music too, but it just don't have that same energy and feel that Jay's music does. You know what I'm saying? So I'll keep saying if they let if they let Jimmy change his music, and if Jimmy, I'm getting confused. If Jimmy gets new music and a new move, I think that he will be and repackage him, I think that he can be a main event player, just like his brother. You know what I'm saying?
He needs to go back to penitentiary Jimmy.
Yeah.
He needs to go back to that because the Usos, Uso penitentiary Usos were a problem. They were a problem. The promos were a problem. The attitude were a problem. Jimmy needs to go back to that. Jay almost needs to go back to that as well. And he needs a new move. He using the spear. We got enough. We got too many spears on one company. Way too many.
Yeah, Jay Spears is more of a setup than the actual finisher. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But can Jay pull off the big win without his brother Jimmy? Let us know in the comments. Let us know what you think. I think that Jay can pull it off. I think that Jay has been close to pulling it off a couple of times. And it's always something that's happened but I think that Jay got the momentum right now. Jay has he's number one in merch sales right now. He's whenever towns are getting the WWE coming in, they want Jay Uso there. You know what I'm saying? The networks want Jay Uso there. You know what I mean? Because they see it. They see the energy. They see the crowd interaction. And as an advertiser, hey, man, that appeals to me. You know what I'm saying? Because if you got control of all these people, maybe I can get a little piece of that. You know what I'm saying? And so that's how it is. Absolutely think that Jay is marketable right now. And we talked about it. Like, even if Jay does win the big one, where do they take it from there? Are they going to fumble the ball? Are we going to have another, incident where and Kofi had a nice run? Nobody really remembers it. I know he had some when he had the belt, Kofi Kingston, when he had the belt after he won Kofi Mania. He had a feud with Randy Orton, and
He did, because I honestly don't even remember who he wrestled, who he defended
yeah,
the belt against after he won it at Mania, and I was there at Mania. I was backstage working. I can't
yeah.
even tell you who he defended the belt against.
Randy Orton was definitely one of them. He beat Daniel Bryan to get the belt.
Mm-hmm.
I think he faced, who was with Daniel Bryan at the time? Was it Ed Redbeard? I think he faced him. I don't know. I don't remember all of. I just know that Brock Lesnar came in and did what Brock Lesnar does, and
Yeah,
just
yeah.
totally destroyed Kofi Kingston in the blink of an eye. Like, if a fart would have been longer. Straight up. Yeah, as soon as the bell rung, it was like ding ding ding. Oh, pick them up. F5. 1, 2, 3, match over. And I'm like, what? Wait a minute. Hold up. Rewind. What happened?
Right.
Yeah.
It's
Straight up, man. So
almost like an old school Tyson fight.
yeah. So would they do the same thing to Jay Uso, man? Because it's possible. You know what I'm saying? It's possible. Sure, yeah, Kofi did have a really short reign. It only lasted for maybe 4 months, 5 months, maybe.
Even that much.
It was in October, so he won it at WrestleMania, which is in April, and then he lost in October because WWE had the debut on Fox, right? That marked the debut on Fox.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they needed a big match. They needed a big star. Brock Lesnar arguably was one of the biggest stars at that time. You know what I'm saying? Even though Kofi Mania but this is the question. Yeah, that's the question. Is Jay Uso going to be a placeholder when he wins this belt?
Right.
Or will he have a good title run? I
And
know that even though
the energy is giving me when Sami Zayn beat Gunther for the IC title. He was like a placeholder to transition to Braun Breaker.
I love Braun Breaker, but he ain't doing nothing right now. And maybe they're not doing nothing with him. I think that he wants to do more, but they rather not doing nothing with Braun Breaker right now. And I think that he's poised and ready to go. But for some reason they not letting the reins loose. They still got him on a leash.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And maybe some people need to be on the leash. You know what I'm saying?
Well,
Because if you
here's
do
the thing. I think WWE has their main roster on a leash a little too tight now. Because you got to think, you have a product like NXT, you have a product like WWE Evolve, where people are tuning in, if not more than, but just as much as they are with the main roster.
Yeah.
And these guys and girls are really going out there and getting busy. You know what I'm saying? To the point where when they leave, even for a short moment from NXT to main roster, and we can't even say main roster anymore. We're doing from NXT to Raw or SmackDown, and they get out there on these pay-per-views. They're making the ones that are already been there work hard. You know what I'm saying? Like, what's the young girl that was NXT champion, and she was in the Elimination Chamber?
Roxanne Perez.
Roxanne Perez. You can't tell me not one woman on Raw or SmackDown has ever gotten in a ring with her and worked like it was on TV. She made them, they had to work like it was an NXT event. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So I think they need to start loosening the reins a little bit, because we have people like Penta who is going to go. You got people like Braun Breaker who can go. You have someone like Trick Williams who may be coming up to Raw, SmackDown pretty soon, who will be going. You know what I'm saying? So you got to kind of loosen up the reins. Let them move. They even got someone like Bayley who's going from SmackDown and Raw down to NXT, and doing some things. And now she's like, yo, I'm back in the groove of it. Like, and some of them realize, like, okay, maybe I'm not as good as I used to be. You know, when Becky Lynch went back, she had to be like, okay, I'm a little winded.
Hey, listen, I'm gonna tell you something. I've always been kind of critical of Becky Lynch because I like Becky, but I'm not a big Becky Lynch fan. But I like the characters of Big Time Bex. I get it, but you know, because I'm a big Charlotte fan, so maybe I'm a little biased. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, when it comes to the Queen, they've been kind of friending me for a long time, so I kind of got caught up in that beef. But anyway, what was the question?
They said Breaker is a stick of dynamite. Absolutely.
Yeah, man. But you don't want to blow them up too soon. And I think they got a potential Goldberg situation right there.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They got a potential Goldberg Ultimate Warrior kind of situation. He has that energy. Not saying that he's the same character, but he has that powerhouse energy. And if you don't treat it right, then it can blow it slow. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, it blew up too quick. It's over now. You know what I'm saying? And Braun Breaker is absolutely can be a mainstay on whatever programming that he's on, man. But they got to let him go. They got to take the rings off. But I'm gonna go back to NXT when Becky Lynch went down to NXT, and I think for some reason when a lot of main event stars they kind of get lost in the sauce, they go down to NXT and it kind of revives their career because they remember what it was like to be hungry, and they remember what it was like to be, wanting to, hey man, I got to make this dream happen because my family is relying on it. And then once you start, getting your groove, you have matches and people tell you that you're great. Now you got fans and you got a little bit of money. You can lose that passion over time. You know what I'm saying? And that hunger that you used to have, and some people crave that. So when they go back to NXT, they revive their careers. Not everybody has been successful at that point. Now, I know right before Baron Corbin got released, he revived his career. He became a tag team champion with Braun Breaker. He had a new character. He was getting over. He was mentoring a couple of guys that was there in NXT, and then all of a sudden they dropped him. Same thing with Cedric Alexander. He went down there and he was linked up with Javon Davis. I thought they was going to do something with that, and then he got released. But then you got people like Becky Lynch that went down there and totally like put on some bangers with those girls. And, you're right. She was kind of like, hey man, they can go. You know what I'm saying? They got some talent down here. And arguably NXT has the best women's division in all of wrestling. You know what I'm saying? And that's no slight to the rest of, the WWE roster, but they have a really stacked women's division. And even some of the young upstarts that are coming in through Evolve and through WWE ID that are already there at the Performance Center, man, those young kids are hungry. And, you saw how the transition from some of these athletes that are coming in from, they have athletic backgrounds, or maybe they might be a gymnast or a sprinter or a runner. They can be even a power lifter. They can come in WWE and do some great things. Bianca Belair was a track star.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Tiffany Stratton was a gymnast. You know what I mean? So you have some of these athletic backgrounds. What's one of their name? Obafemi, shot put.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, so you have these athletes that are coming into WWE and seeing what it's about, man, and they're transitioning really well. The story of Kurt Angle coming from a sport of wrestling to WWE and then dominating in that field, it was unseen at that time. You know what I'm saying? And we weren't used to it. But now everybody that's coming into the door is coming from a different arena, a different field, to the point that WWE had to create WWE ID to reach back to the indie scene to pull some of those guys off the indie scenes. You know what I'm saying? But like, hold up, we ain't forgot about y'all. Yeah, y'all busting y'all ass. Let me help y'all. Come on,
Exactly.
come on over here. Yeah. So some people will revitalize their careers when they come down to NXT. I know that Dolph Ziggler absolutely did when he came from main roster and he was on NXT and became the NXT champion. And him and Braun Breaker had that feud. He elevated NXT during that time period, and I really loved what he was doing down there before he got released. So,
Right.
yeah. So NXT is that place, man, and I think that a lot of the talent like Trick Williams when he comes up the main roster, if he does, but I think I've always thought the NXT shop have always been its own brand, and the old school Black and Gold was like so much, but like the takeovers. Whenever WWE main roster would have an event, they would do a takeover, and the takeover event was always better.
Yeah.
To me, like what I'm saying, that's when like Adam Cole and them was running around, and Johnny Gargano was doing his thing, and Ciampa. Yeah, Tommaso Ciampa. Like, yo, they were like they were having dynamite matches.
Mm-hmm.
Like unforgettable stuff.
Was it Ricochet and Adam Cole? Man.
Yeah, Ricochet and Adam Cole were just like killing it. You know what I'm saying?
And Johnny Gargano. I was there.
Yeah, man. They was putting up some bangers. Yeah, so I think that this new NXT absolutely can. They've been putting on some great events. Don't get me wrong. The last couple of events that I've watched from NXT have been great. They have been great. They got the energy. They got the crowd there. I think that if I go up to Vegas during WrestleMania weekend, man, if we can check out NXT, I would love to do that. Just to get that energy, feel that energy. You know what I'm saying? From the NXT crowd and get to see some of the young people. But right now, NXT got some absolute stars, but they don't always transition well when they go to main roster. Right. So maybe it's a lack of understanding, especially, and I'm gonna keep it a buck, especially with the black men. Yeah. Maybe y'all gonna hate me for saying it, but they don't always transition well. You know what I'm saying? Especially if they trying to be themselves, because it's gonna fall into you gonna be a gangster or you gonna be the goofy dancey, you know what I'm saying, jigaboo. That's good. I had to say it.
You sound like LP right now.
I sound like LP right now, but that's real because people are just discovering there's different types of black people. You know what I'm saying? So not everybody is in the wrestling world, as it's catching up to it, but you got to translate that when it comes to the main audience that watches the product, right?
Yeah. And one of the guys that we got to talk about, we always talk about all the time, is Javon Evans, who's absolutely
how will Javon Evans, young OG character, translate to main roster?
Right.
That's what I'm talking about. So I'm not talking about a race thing. I'm talking about being categorized or pigeonholed, you know what I'm saying, based off of what your character is. Mm-hmm. Is Javon Evans going to get the, like, for instance, what's my boy that's on he was the NXT champion, him.
Oh, Carmelo Hayes.
Carmelo Hayes is a dynamite in the ring. He's great in the ring. He has great character. He has great presence. He has this character, him. They don't know what him is.
Yeah.
they don't relate to him. They don't know what him is, so they don't know how to quite like him. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, so it's just a merging of characters and a merging of worlds, man. And so how is Trick going to be received? It's going to be received like the Street Profits. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? How is Obafemi, and I will say that Obafemi, I think, has carved a small lane for himself, but he might go into the whole Omos path, which Omos doesn't actually have a horrible career. Omos has some. It seemed like they were pushing Omos for a while, and I didn't understand it at first. So I was like, he's big and he can't move. But then he had some. They pushed him. He had the tag team championship with AJ Styles. He had some really big matches with everybody from Brock Lesnar down to Bobby Lashley. But they really didn't know. They still don't know what to do with him. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, he's doing good in Japan now. He's doing really good.
Yeah, but we'll almost come back. What is that going to look like? So I think that the handling of certain characters, and especially the characters that have like a hip hop presence to it, like a Trick Williams, like a Javon Evans, it translates well on NXT because it's targeted towards a younger demographic, and the fans understand that most of these are just they still kids. You know what I'm saying? Or they're young, early 20s. You know what I'm saying? So it translates well with that audience. But when it comes to main roster, will a young OG character, or will a whoop that Trick character, or even Carmelo Hayes right now, he's kind of trying to find his footing with the him thing. You know what I'm saying? All of these terminologies that come from the culture, will it translate well when they come to main roster? Or will they be pigeonholed and put in certain boxes that they usually put these stereotypical characters of young black men? I don't know. Maybe I got too deep on it. You know what I'm saying? Power to the people. Anyway, let's go to the next one.
All right. So the next one we got to talk about is Rhea Ripley, Bianca Belair, and Io Sky. I like what they're doing with this possible. This triple threat. It ain't no possible anymore. I like what they're doing with this triple threat. It goes back to NXT days because all three of these women had a strong feud when they were on NXT. Rhea Ripley and Bianca Belair had a strong feud. Bianca Belair and Io Sky had a strong feud. And then when Io came up, Rhea Ripley and Io Sky had a strong feud. So I like where they're going with this. It makes it hard for me to figure out or to say who's going to win this match. Because all of these women have a right to win this match. You know what I'm saying? It's not like they were just thrown in or it was just something to do.
I feel like the Io winner was thrown in. I feel like
you probably gonna want to fight me, but you're not. Charlotte Flair is a something to do match.
How dare you?
Charlotte Flair and Tiffany Stratton is a something to do match. Tell me this. Since that bum ass confrontation that they had when they was cutting promos or talking trash to each other, what happened? What happened?
The Queen is taking her time. The Queen does not have to appear when you want her to, peasant. What are you talking about? How dare you form your lips to talk about the Queen Charlotte Flair in any capacity, sir? You leave her out and talk about she's just something to do. She is the thing to do. She is Miss WrestleMania. How dare you? The gall of you, sir. Talking about the Queen like that.
Are you there?
Roman Reigns, CM Punk, and Seth Rollins, that was a something to do match. They just throw that. All right, let's pick 3 names. All right, cool. They're gonna have a match. That's what that was. How dare you form your lips to say that Charlotte Flair was a something to do match? What? I'm gonna call your mom.
You're gonna call my mama.
How dare you? I'm gonna call your mama and tell her the disrespect you are.
How do we escalate to this? How do we escalate to you telling my mama on me?
Because you know how I feel about Charlotte. Y'all be pressing my buttons. Y'all be pressing my buttons. Oh man, but well, let's go ahead and talk about that match because that's supposed to be a big match, and with Seth Rollins, Roman Reigns, and CM Punk.
So we're not even gonna finish with Io Sky now? That's how you're gonna do the ladies?
Well, you
How you gonna do the
disrespected the
ladies?
queen, and that's what happens. They have to come down. Ask that whole question. Disrespect came out for Charlie Queen. Yeah.
You know, they do have a really good story that they're telling with these three women.
Okay, yeah. So let's go back to that real quick.
Rhea and Bianca being the two biggest ones, and Io Sky being the smallest one. They keep, trying to dismiss her, and she's like, "I ain't having it. Y'all ain't gonna do that to me." And it kind of reminds me of a female version of a Rey Mysterio, Triple H and Batista type thing. You know what I'm saying? I'm sure they never had a triple threat, but it kind of gives me that vibe of like, who anybody talking to you? Like, go sit down while the adults are talking type thing. And Eagle's like, no, you ain't gonna play me like that. I'm slack teeth out of people around here.
Yeah, she definitely smacked taste buds out of both of them. Yeah. So the disrespect to EO was, to me, and you have to look at it. EO is probably going to go down as one of the greatest women's champions of all time. From her NXT wins to this is her second, third time.
Yeah.
Winning the women's championship. So that puts her up there.
Twice. This is her second time going to WrestleMania with her.
Yeah, that puts her up there. She had a dominant faction. Few people have had a career like EO, and then EO gets love in a lot of places, bro. Especially overseas, when they see EO, they go crazy for EO. Puerto Rico love the EO Sky. You know what I'm saying? Certain places where she goes, man, the crowd definitely, love EO. And shout out to EO. But, Bianca, her win was undeniable. Bianca is undeniable. She has been WrestleMania for the last couple of years. Oh, yeah. See, there you go. Bianca is undeniable. Yeah. She has been Miss WrestleMania the last couple of years. I really wanted just to see the battle between Bianca and Rhea. I've been wanting to see that for years. From when their characters culminate, and both of them are at a great place right now where they're both revered. They're both looked at as powerhouses. The women's roster is scared of both of them. You know what I'm saying? Don't get it twisted. So to have them come together and actually have a match at WrestleMania, I thought that was great. To add EO to the match, I mean, it adds more to it. I mean, I hate to say it, it adds more to it. I didn't want EO to be a part of the match, but nobody saw EO winning. Nobody really saw EO winning that match before WrestleMania. It didn't make sense, and so now they're in a situation where EO is here, and it's kind of taken away from Bianca's Elimination Chamber win.
Yeah.
It's really taking that steam away from her winning the Elimination Chamber and qualifying for her match at WrestleMania. Now, does she care if EO is in there? I don't know. It's still the main event match. You know what I'm saying? Some people, I know that when Roman Reigns, Daniel Bryan, and the Edge got at it, I felt like a lot of steam was taken away from Edge coming back and returning and challenging Roman Reigns. I thought that at that time, that it wasn't necessary. Now I have a shirt that have all three of them on there from that match. But just because Roman just buried the ass and he became this godlike figure that he is now. That he was. I don't know that he still is now. I think that he lost some steam and they dropped the ball with him coming back right now. I don't know. I like Roman coming back, but it feels forced. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, going back to the EO, Rhea and Bianca fight, I think it's going to be great. They have the opportunity to tear the house down and become match of the night if they do it right. And the triple threat match with them three is going to be great. Io definitely can carry a match. She does uh, some great things when she's in a multi-women match. And to be honest with you, every time that Io is in a multi-woman match, she usually comes out on top.
Yeah.
I don't know if you know what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying? So this kind of leans in Io's favor, to be honest with you. And you would think if you're a Bianca fan, you're going for Bianca. If you're going for Rhea, you're a Rhea Ripley fan. But Io is a sleeper because Io, when her back is against the wall and there's more than one person in the ring, Io will come out on top.
And Rhea's never beaten Io either.
Rhea Ripley has never beaten Io.
Mm-hmm.
Think about that. From NXT all the way to main roster. Never. So I know that kind of weighs on her conscience a little bit. I'm telling you, if they make this triple threat match, I got Io coming out on top.
I do too, especially with everything with Bianca, with the Jade Cargill and
With
Naomi.
Jade Cargill, all that stuff, distractions and stuff with her and Naomi. Let's hold on real quick. Let's talk about Naomi's change, man, because I noticed that she kind of started moving away from her whole glow character and became a little darker, and her outfits are getting a lot more creative. And the last outfit that she had on, it was a caution tape outfit, and I thought it was absolutely dope. I think that she can reinvent herself every time that she comes to the ring, and it's not too far from her glow character where she wears a different outfit to symbolize her character. But I think that her attitude change, her mood change, and her outfit changes have been a telling story. And I think they're doing a great job telling that dynamic between Jade Cargill, Bianca Belair, and Naomi. And so I'm here for heel Naomi. And people forget that Naomi is a 2-time women's champion. You know what I'm saying? So I got to put some respect on her name too. You dig what I'm saying?
And Naomi's caution tape outfit is an homage to Owen Hart.
There you go.
You know what I'm saying? That was really dope when I saw it. As soon as I saw it, I was like, oh, this right here. That's a statement. That's a statement right there. You know what I'm saying? Next thing you know, she gonna be like, I broke your neck.
There you go.
You know
I broke your neck. What you gonna do about it?
What you gonna be wearing when she walk up to Jade Cargill? I broke your neck, and what? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Hard did that to Stone Cold Steve Austin, so we're gonna see what happens, man. For real.
We'll see what happens, man. I like the character change, and the glow ain't gone, but it's just transformed something different. You know what I'm saying? That glow is shining now. You can't deny it. I like the direction that Naomi is going, and we'll see, man. It's gonna be interesting at WrestleMania. You know what I'm saying, to say the least. All right, now let's go over this bum match that got thrown together. Seth Rollins, Roman Reigns, and CM Punk. I don't know. I don't know how to quite feel about it. What you think?
I'm liking it. I'm liking it because it's a lot of what's going to happen with this. You know what I'm saying? With the way CM Punk is presenting everything as if he's being given what he asked Paul Heyman of. You know what I'm saying? Like he made a mention. He said, "Thank you for serving your tribal chief on a silver platter." And he turned around, like, what is he talking about? And bam, he got busted in the back of the head. It's a lot of twists and turns and what are you talking? What is going on? Type thing with this. And he made a good point. Neither Seth or Roman has beaten CM Punk without the other one's help. And so it's going to be interesting to see exactly what all comes about with this.
Yeah, man. I don't know. I don't care. I think I cared more when it was just Seth Rollins and CM Punk. I would love to see them go at it again. They put on a great match the last time, and I think that I want to see Seth Rollins, get one over on Punk. As far as like Roman Reigns and CM Punk, I don't know. I know they're digging into, you know what I'm saying, the past where CM Punk helped Roman Reigns at the Bloodline Rules match. And all. I know they're trying to tie it all in together, but I really feel like this match was kind of thrown together. And will it be a good match? I guess it'll be decent. I don't know. I'm more interested.
It's going to be a banger. I think it's going to be a banger because all three of these guys can really get busy when
If
they
it's
need.
up to Seth Rollins, it's going to be a banger.
Yeah. Yeah.
And no disrespect to my tribal chief, man, but his matches are always slow in the beginning, and then they pick up with story later on. You know what I'm saying? So the first 5 minutes, you might as well go to the bathroom, grab you something to eat, take a quick dump, and then come back, and then it's going to start really getting good at the end. But Seth Rollins like to have good matches from starting to the end. I don't know. I like CM Punk has been winning me over. But I'm not a fan of Punk like that, man. I don't know. He's been winning me over. He's had some great matches. The last couple of matches, all the way from NXT. I'm sorry, not NXT. From AEW, he had some pretty decent matches there too. So he had some good matches. Yeah, he had some good matches in AEW. So lately, he's been winning me over.
His promos on point.
His promos are on point, so it's not too much negative that I can say other than just preference, right?
Yeah.
And in preference, I'm a Seth Rollins fan. In preference, I'm a Roman Reigns fan. If I'm going for in-ring talent and who I want to see wrestle, I would want to see Seth Rollins wrestle because Seth Rollins wrestles.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Roman tells stories, and CM Punk is just like, I don't know. I feel like he still got this chip on his shoulder where he's trying to prove something.
Yeah. It needs to be that way. It needs to be where he has a chip on his shoulder and he has something to prove. And then I think the story is laid out for us. I think the story is laid out very plain for us where CM Punk has got something to prove. He got a chip on his shoulder. Everybody in the locker room hates him, and he's got to let them know, like, I don't care if you hate me. I'm still going to be out here getting busy and show you why I always self-proclaim the best of the world. And then Roman Reigns and Seth Rollins are going to tell that story where, you know, Seth is the reason why I am the way I am today. And Seth is going to say, well, Roman's the reason why I am the way I am today. So
Right.
it's like a Batman and Joker from the very first one. You know, when
It's like Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens. You can't talk
have
about
one.
the career without talking about the other one.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
it's like when you know Batman and Joker. When Joker looked at him and said, "You can't get mad at me by what I'm doing because you made me." And then Batman turned around and was like, "You know what? You can't get mad about me chasing you and beating your ass because you made me." Same thing. That's what we have now.
That's what we got. You know what I'm saying? So we'll see, man. I think it'll be a great match. Like I said, it's going to be paced. You know, anything Roman is going to be paced. Or paced slower match in the beginning and then pick up in the latter part of the match. Speaking of, let me ask you a question. You're a wrestler. How much does pace matter when it comes to storytelling in the ring?
We always talk about emotion over motion. If I go too fast and I'm just doing a bunch of moves, I'm just doing a bunch of moves. If I pace it to where you can digest everything that we're doing, then it makes a lot more sense and it means a lot more. You know what I'm saying? If I get in there and I hit you with a Canadian destroyer and I turn around and hit you with a super kick and I go up to the top rope and I hit you with an elbow drop and then you turn around and hit me with a spear, which one are you going to remember?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But if I go in there and I give you the Falcon Arrow and I pin you 1, 2, and you kick out and I let that moment fester, it's all about the pacing. You know what I'm saying? And it's not always so much as, oh, they're taking their time because somebody don't want to get tired of blowing up. No, they're taking their time because it's all about the emotion of it. It's all about getting invested in what we're doing. So Roman Reigns has a really good pace, especially for his size and his style. You know, but if he gets in a ring with somebody, like when he got in there with I hate to say it, Logan Paul. when he got in there with Logan Paul, he had to kind of turn it up a little bit because he had to match Logan Paul's style, and the same vice versa. Logan Paul had to kind of tweak his stuff a little bit to match what Roman Reigns does. And of course, Roman Reigns being the veteran and the heel at the time. So, the heel sets the pace, and, it's all about the pacing, man. It's all about the emotion.
Okay, so as a wrestler, right, if you are trying to pace the match and slow it down, you have certain time, you got certain things to put it in. Has there ever been a time where you had to check a wrestler because they were going too fast, and for them going too fast, like they were maybe hitting a little harder than usual, or they were a little bit sloppy? How do you check a wrestler or tell a wrestler, hey, you going too fast, we need to slow this down?
We call it the JBL. You give that one good solid one, and they know. Okay, all right.
So you just got to lay a good punch in.
Here's the thing: if I'm going to stop you before I let you hurt me, you know what I'm saying, and I want to slow you down. And we always say, if you feel like you're going too slow down even more. You know what I'm saying? Because you may think, oh, I'm going slow as a snail, but when you watch the video, like, dog, I was moving. Like, what was I doing? Because it's the adrenaline, it's the emotion behind everything that you're doing. So, like you say, if you get in there and someone's moving too fast and they kind of tater you is what we call it, or lay one in too solid. First time, hey man, relax. Oh, my bad. The second time, I gotta make you relax. Hey man, I'm just the second time I'm gonna tell you. Most time I don't get the two.
I don't get the two.
I don't get the two. You know what I'm saying? When you catch me off one time and I give you one good solid one, you're like, hey man, what's going on? And I just need you to slow down, relax.
Yeah, the first one was a mistake. The first one was a mistake. The second one is ass whooping. Yeah, that's how
But for me, because I've been in the ring with somebody like D-Mac, the first one I hit you with is an understanding that you need to slow down, because if I hit you with a second one, the match is done. And it's not to hurt you, it's to teach you. It's to protect you, because if you get in the ring with somebody who just don't care, then you're going to have a long night in a hospital because of something where you could have controlled yourself a lot better. You know what I'm saying? It's all about having a really good veteran in the ring with you that can say, all right, he's a little excited. I need to slow him down. I've had moments where I was a little excited and I had to be slowed down. But it only takes once. When you actually listen and you pay attention and you understand that they're trying to teach you something. They're not trying to hurt you. They're trying to teach you. Now, there are some that's been out there that's trying to hurt guys. You know what I'm saying? And it comes back on them. But most times, somebody like me, D-Mac, C.W. Anderson, Arn Anderson, a lot of people that I've been in the ring with and had opportunity to learn from, they'll say, let you know, look, the first time, I'm just going to let you know, slow down, chill out, relax. But if I got to tell you multiple times, it's going to turn into a different situation. It's a whole different landscape when I got to say it more than once. Because at the end of the day, I still got to go home. You ain't going to sit next to me and go to work for me, pay my bills, feed my family. I'm not dealing with that. So, yeah, man, it don't take much. It don't take much. And it shouldn't take much.
Yeah. Slow your tail down in the ring. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, we're going to check out this match with CM Punk, Seth Rollins, and your tribal chief, Roman Reigns. It's going to be a good storytelling match. We'll see. But this WrestleMania card, man, is stacking up, and I think they're still announcing matches, man. So we'll see what the final result is. I think it's going to be a great event. We'll see if NXT can actually stand up and kind of compete with the main roster. Like I say, I know the old school takeovers used to really compete with, the main events of WrestleMania, and they used to be really, really good. So we'll see what the chef has been cooking up, Shawn Michaels, and see if they actually can put on a good card for WrestleMania weekend for NXT. So I think that's going to be great, man. Absolutely.
This WrestleMania weekend is gonna be so busy the entire week because you got a bunch of independent shows that's running the entire
I
week.
was about to say that. Like, I started looking, I was like, bro, how many promotions is running in Vegas at the same time? Like,
It's
if,
going
if even if you can't afford a ticket to go to Mania, you can go to a lot of these indie shows, man. A lot of the wrestlers that you used to watch growing up or that you need to see on the scene, man, are actually going to be wrestling that weekend at different venues and different locations. So if you can't check out the big show, you can still check out some shows. You know what I'm saying?
and feel like you at a WrestleMania because
Yeah,
every show is going to put on something so dynamic that you need to feel like you're at WrestleMania. Even if you don't even go to the actual stadium and actually watch the actual show, you're gonna
yeah,
feel the energy. You know what I'm saying? So it's gonna be fun. We gonna be moving, bro.
yeah, yeah.
A lot going
Might,
on that
might
week.
have to put on the show in Vegas next year.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, we'll see. They're going back to, matter of fact, they're going to New Orleans. They go to New Orleans
New Orleans
next
next
year. Ooh, my
year.
brother lived down. You ain't never been to New Orleans?
I ain't never been to New Orleans.
Bro, you probably got people down there. You know what I'm saying?
I got people
Yeah.
everywhere. Every time I turn around, hey, you too. No, it's not me.
Yeah, the Big Easy. Matter of fact, shout out to New Orleans, man. I love New Orleans. First time I went to New Orleans, I couldn't breathe. I got out the car. The air was so thick. I was like, Jesus Christ. Like you could cut through it and open it up. Like, all right, I just need to breathe a little bit. But
Yeah.
yeah, I love New Orleans, man. It's a beautiful city, a lot of culture, a lot of history. And it's just one of those places that's a destination place that you got to go to understand that this is own feel. You know what I'm saying? And you gotta realize that New Orleans, although it's in Louisiana, it don't look like the rest of Louisiana. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? But shout out to New Orleans, man, and all the listeners down there. NOLA. You know what I mean? But yeah, if this WrestleMania is picking up, man. We on the road to WrestleMania. We done hit a couple potholes, and the driver of the car done switched to the back seat for some reason. Jay Uso, man, you need to pick it back up, bro, and take control of your WrestleMania because this is your shot. This is your
Yeah.
chance. You know what I'm
Absolutely.
saying? You got to
One
pick up that
of the other
seat.
matches that we got to discuss a little bit. I don't want to take too much time on this match because one of the participants I want to punch in the face. It's John Cena versus Cody Rhodes. And they're trying their hardest to make people want to be invested in this match. They're trying to make people want to care. John Cena just hasn't delivered a real heelish thing, and I think it's for a good reason. I think they're trying to make it so you can't call John Cena a heel. You just have to say that he's just, he's fed. He's a fed up human being, which is realistic, but at the same time, you still you got to get out of that promo mentality. John Cena's still in that mentality of I'm cutting a promo and now he's directing it to the people, which he's always directed anything in terms of promos to the people, whether he was good John Cena or bad John Cena. But he's got to get out of that mentality of just making it sound like a promo. Now you have to just talk realistic now. You know what I'm saying? When you're in a movie, you're not doing it as if it's a promo. You're not talking trash to, Dwayne Johnson, who played Hobbs. You know what I'm saying? And you're cutting a promo. You're not talking to Dominic Toretto like that. So that's like I keep saying, we need Jacob Toretto with this John Cena. We need him to let go of the promo mentality and go out to him like, listen, man, I don't like the fact that you guys have been eating off my plate for so long. Like I've done everything, and it seems like every time I turn around, someone's asking for something else. When the people wants to asking me what do I need, what do I want? You know what I'm saying? So that's the thing that John Cena needs to get into. And if
I
he ever,
think. Well, let me say something to your point, man. And I think that what opportunity that John really missed, man, was instead of talking to the people and talking down on the people. And I know he had to get the crowd to flip, but I think he should have really took the opportunity to talk about Cody
Mhm.
and talk to Cody and give me that villain that has like you can't be mad at every bad guy movie, right? Even if it's directed towards like the city or the country that they live in, right? They're still a representative of the people
Mhm.
in some type of way. Maybe a spy that's from there, or you know what I'm saying, a director that's from there, or maybe a lawyer that's trying to fight for the people. You know what I'm saying? Um, you can't hate you gotta direct your hate, right? And I feel like John at this point he needs to direct his hate and disdain from the people. Apparently that's what this new character is, directed to Cody and make
Mhm.
it super personal with Cody. And I think they tried to do it, but it didn't hit the same. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? It didn't feel good. Like I think that John needs to make more appearances and people need to see this new heel. You can't just pop up with WrestleMania. All right, I'm bad guy now.
Yeah.
You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? That's kind of how I feel, and I don't think that he's really got an opportunity to dig into the character. Like, if think about this, right? If this is John Cena's new character, if he was doing this for a movie, he would have to tell a little bit of the backstory. You know what I'm saying? A little bit of why he's feeling the way he's feeling, and then direct it.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? So now he has to direct it, and he's not done that yet. And maybe people haven't really latched on to the John Cena heel thing from the crowd's perspective when they're there. If you've seen all right, Cena sucks. You know, that's something that you do when you in the crowd. But I don't know if that's really translated to the fans that's watching it from home. It's just like, all right, you mad at us for what?
Right. Right. You mad at us for being fans?
For being fans? I don't get it.
Yeah.
That's why I say it got to be targeted towards Cody, and
Cody's
you
been
gotta you
Cody's
gotta
been
you gotta
using all
kill
his
the Cody crybaby craze. That's it.
yeah.
That's how you do it. You gotta kill the momentum and the power that you get, and you get that from the crowd. I think
Mhm.
that's what Gunther was really good at, was like taking the crowd out of the match. And that's why I think Gunther is a better champion. But he ain't getting nowhere near the advertisement that Cody and TV time that Cody is getting. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? But Gunther is one of those guys. He can take the whole entire audience out of the match. He can take the whole entire audience from backing you in that moment and
Mhm.
isolate you. And I think that's what John Cena has to do to Cody in order for you to really make this the ultimate heel turn of all time.
Yeah.
Because if you got heel turn without action, it's just a heel turn. But when you got action associated with it, oh, now you solidify. Like Rock, the final boss. The Rock don't have to come on TV no more. And that final boss character is gonna live forever. From that little piece that he did and the impact that he made. And I think that's what John Cena got to do. He got to come and make an impact some type of way. He need to beat the hell out of Cody in front of his mama. And then maybe to steal his mama's shoes or something. I don't know. The Rock did a good job. he did a good job of going at Cody and his family, making it personal. I think that John Cena got to do the same thing. And
Mhm.
in order for the fans to get behind it, I think the fans are kind of behind it, but they're still trying to understand it at the same time. This is a lot to digest. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? That
Yeah.
your ultimate hero, that you live to see him become a villain. You know what I'm saying? I think people still chewing on it and they still don't believe it. You
Mhm.
know what I'm saying? They think he gonna go and do Make a Wish tomorrow. But we'll see. We'll see
I
how it goes.
I think John Cena's distracted because I'm on his neck.
You been on that man neck, boy. I'm trying to tell you.
Hey, listen. Every show I've been going to over this past couple days has allowed me to cut a promo or talk trash or call John Cena out, and I've been getting fans to record it on their phones and post it. He gonna see me one way or another. He gonna know that when we step in the ring together, I'm putting this pretty yeet thing right across his chin. I'm telling you, and it's gonna happen, man. I'm really confident in it happening. And that's not just like trying to toot my own.
Manifest it, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? This is more of a manifestation. And I really feel like it's going to happen. Because the doors are open, and WWE has gotten to a space where they can open these doors for possibilities.
Right.
They have WWE and NXT and TNA working together very strongly. Doors are opening. You got the WWE Evolve, you got WWE ID. Things are happening. So if it don't happen, it won't happen before WrestleMania, but I can see it happening before Survivor Series. I tell you that.
Yeah, if John Cena need a little fluff piece, you know what I'm saying, to move on to the next, he can soften you up a little bit in the ring. You know what I'm saying?
You do remember I'm coming to your house in a couple of weeks, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, you do remember we're going to the gym, right?
Yeah, I do. Yeah. Whatever. But you gotta eat. You know what I'm saying? and you gotta sleep sometime. Go sleep. Yeah, man.
Yeah, you heard it first. The man gonna get me while I'm asleep.
Yeah, man. Well, let's talk about somebody that's been making noise on the indie scene, and lately, it was one of those incidences that been felt around the world, man. And lately, we saw the dangers of what wrestling can do, because I think I've seen like 2-3 wrestlers that have died in the ring recently. You know what I'm saying? Within the last 3 weeks at least.
Yes.
I've been seeing stuff about wrestlers dying in the ring, and I don't think that people really know how dangerous it can be to get in that ring sometimes and to do some of these moves. Even if you have been doing something 1,000 times, one slip can, be very fatal for you, man. But we saw that the wrestling community came behind one of its own, man. So I want you to talk about that real quick.
Yeah, so shout out to Chris Bay, who was in a match, and like you said, doing a move that he's done several times, and I think it was like one of the cutters that he was doing, and just happened to land wrong, and it paralyzed him. He's gotten to a point where he's able to move now. He's able to stand and walk, and he was able to, and the wrestling community came together at Future Stars of Professional Wrestling out there in Las Vegas, Nevada, and put on a benefit show for him to kind of help him with anything that he has going on financially. And Karrion Kross was there. A lot of guys that are on WWE, AEW, and all these different companies all came together and put on this amazing show for him. And he actually had an emotional moment where he got up and he actually walked into the ring, which is a big thing. It's very dynamic. He's had his opportunities with TNA. He's traveled all around the world. So big shout out to Chris Bay. We definitely sending you well wishes, our strength and healing energy with everything that you have going on. We'd love to have him on the show. So if anybody knows how to get in contact with Chris Bay, and of course, I sent out messages. Let them know that the Best Damn Wrestling Podcast would love for him to come on, tell a story, man, and yeah, man. It's wrestling, like you said. Wrestling is not an easy sport. You know what I'm saying? It's not something where you can say, "Oh, it'll never happen." It's always when it happens. What are you going to do? How are you going to be able to take care of yourself? I've had several injuries from just something just happening. There's something crazy happening during the match. And one almost had me to where I wasn't going to be able to walk again. and by the grace of God and my Super Saiyan energy, I was able to overcome it. But these things are not easy to go out there and do and say that it'll never happen to you. Like, and my injury was like just a simple move, and to find out going to the doctors that I was going to have to need surgery and possibly be paralyzed from the neck down was an eye opener. You know what I'm saying? So any professional wrestlers, anybody that's getting into this, take care of your bodies. Take care, if you feel something that don't feel right and don't feel normal, go get it checked out. From your ligaments to your joints to your heart, your everything, because you just never know when something may happen. And all prayers and love to all the ones that we just lost in the past couple of weeks and their families, because it's not easy to do this, and it's not easy to, especially to the family. It's not easy for the families to see us go out here every week and do this thing and expect us to come home okay. Most times we're not okay. It's not okay physically. We're not okay mentally. We're not okay emotionally. We're not okay financially. The only thing that we can probably hold on to a lot of times is the spirit, is our spirituality, for the sport and for life. So yeah, man. So shout out to Chris Bay. Congratulations on being able to walk and move again, and everyone that put on this great event for him. Shout out to all of them.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Shout out to Chris Bay and wrestlers, man. That's why I see some of these young cats, man. They doing these unbelievable creative moves. But you guys gotta be careful what you're doing, and don't try this at home.
Yeah.
Now, everything that I've ever seen in the wrestling ring when I was growing up, I tried on a dirty ass mattress outside that probably somebody peed on that night. But you know what I'm saying? We sitting there flipping on it and slamming and doing stone cold stunners and rock bottoms and body slams on a dirty mattress. So I tried all those moves. We couldn't afford a trampoline in the hood back in that day, but we had dirty mattresses that somebody would put on the side of the road, and we would slam our best friends and our buddies with it. So, but yeah, some of the stuff that they are doing now, man, I'm so amazed at the talent pool that's out there doing these things, man. But definitely, if you're a young wrestler getting into the game, or if you've been there for a while, take care of yourself, take care of your body, man. Have some second thoughts on some of the things that you do. Speaking of, did you see the John Moxley spot with the spiked? I don't know what that was. What was it? Spiked mace. And where Edge slammed him on the spiked mace and they got stuck in his back.
And when they were trying to pull it off, the skin, the flesh on this man's back was being separated from the bone, bro. Yeah, I'm good.
Bro, why? Like, I know his wife is there, and I know she is like, why you continue to put yourself, why? You got to live with me after this. Like, you know what I'm saying? After this is over, you got to live. I got to walk you to the bathroom every day because you decided to get slammed on a spiked metal mace. That was insane. I didn't even want to look at it. I saw it. I was like, oh, bro. Turn.
One of the biggest things about that really irks my nerve is that if this man went through all of that, I can't even tell you if he won or lost the match, but if he went through all that, if it took all that for him to lose in a match or whatever, and then the following week you lose to a roll up, you need to be punched in the face.
Yeah, I honestly
like brick hand.
Like, think about it, right? We just talked about the Chris Bay situation. What if that slam would have paralyzed him for the rest of his life? Right. Would he have been happy with that move?
It's right there on the spine. It's right there on your spinal cord. Like, you know how many nerves is right there? Like, if if it had just hit the right nerve, you'd have been done. You wouldn't have moved again. For what? Like and we've talked about wrestlers money, you know what I'm saying, their pay and their their salary. You ain't making tens of 15 millions of dollars to where if something happens to you, your family good. Your wife ain't making 15 to 20 million dollars to where if something happens to you, y'all are good. And it's in a match where I can't say, and we would love to say it, but I can't say that the company is going to take care of you the rest of your life because you went out there and put your body on the line like that. How many wrestlers that we know now that are struggling financially, doing all these conventions and living off the glory days of their names so they can have Vienna sausages? Like, for real. Because the companies are no longer taking care of them. You got a Legends contract, but it ain't doing nothing. You know what I'm saying? So I get it because he's John Moxley, but I don't get it because at the end of the day, you are still John the father, John the husband.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's crazy to me.
Yeah, I've seen a lot of spots, and that's why I can't get into the whole death wrestling thing. It's just a little much, and we used to watch some crazy stuff in ECW too. ECW used to do a lot of crazy stuff, and I loved it when I was a kid because that was the whole MTV generation thing. I mean, we had some weird stuff at that time. We remember we had Celebrity Deathmatch, where they
Yes.
had little clay figures and of celebrities, and they would fight to the death in the wrestling ring. Yeah, yeah, we had weird stuff back in the day, but ECW was absolutely putting on some great sick matches a lot of the times that made no sense. And I don't even know how people won some of those matches. It was like it had no rules, so it was a little different. But to now see that, I hope that a lot of young wrestlers don't think that they have to do stuff like that in order for them to get over. And then obviously it'll cause for a viral moment because when somebody sees it, it can be viral. But then when you learn from certain lessons of certain wrestlers, like a Chris Bay who was almost lost his life or almost was paralyzed, what that could have done to him in his life moving forward. You see people like Droz, man, in which we grew up in. Droz had the incident where he was dropped on his head and paralyzed for the rest of his life, taking a bump that he probably took plenty of times before. And so just one small move can damage you for the rest of your life, man. So, when I see stuff like that, I'm like, you're right. You start, I mean, as a fan, you're like, oh man, that's crazy. But then as a father and as a man and a husband, I'm like, man, yeah, that could have been it for him. Period. You know what I'm saying? And just like I said, we just lost a couple of wrestlers, that were on the indie scenes just from performing.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So
not even nothing crazy with a move. Just boom. Their body was like, yo, that's it.
yeah.
That's it. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, it could be health conditions, but I'm not rushing myself to leave by doing something that I don't need to do. You know what I'm saying? I can get over with the crowd just trying to tell me, hey, I love you, or hey, shut up. I don't need a barbed wire bat to tell a story. I'll pull out real quick. I'll turn into Dr. Seuss.
Yeah. So like viral moments ain't worth your life.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So yeah, but shout out to John Moxley, man, for doing that crazy stuff, man. You a rider for AEW, bro. Straight up, straight up and down. Oh man. Well, listen, man. We got to go ahead and end the show. We want to squeeze in more, but we ain't got a whole lot of time. You know what I'm saying? So, we giving you out what we can. But shout out to everyone who watches and listens to the Best Damn Wrestling podcast. Thank you for everyone who watches our clips. Thank you to all the other countries that listen to us, from Germany to France and South Africa and just all over the world. Asia, certain countries in Asia. Thank you guys for watching us and paying attention to us and listening to us on our apparatuses. We love y'all like play cousins, and y'all are welcome anytime to interact with your boys. If you need something from Roosevelt, if you need some good training, you know what I'm saying? He does these absolutely insane workouts. So you can go ahead and get your workout on with Roosevelt. And he'll show you how to eat pizza and lose weight at the same time. So
That's the ass is having, bro.
yeah, that's it. That's the pizza diet.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you can go ahead and get on that pizza diet with Roosevelt. Other than that, man, my name is Brian Renegade. You can find me on all platforms at Brian Renegade and check out what I got going on. I got some more food content that I'm about to drop for y'all, so it's going to be exciting. Y'all been showing me love on my food videos, and I appreciate that. You know what I'm saying? People be tuning in and see what I'm going to cook. I like that. I can give y'all good restaurant recommendations. You know what I'm saying? I love doing a barbecue tour, so I am doing a barbecue tour this year. And so I'm gonna check out a couple of spots to have some well-known barbecue. I gotta make it. I gotta do it sparingly. You know what I'm saying? Because I am on a health journey now, so I gotta spread out my briskets and my meats.
Yeah, catch up with your boy Roosevelt. I'm this close, bro. Like this close. Like it's almost like I could smell it and taste it on the tip of my tongue to 10,000 on TikTok, man. I'm at 9,900 and some odd. So when you follow me on TikTok, officially _ Mr. Everything. On Instagram it's at Roosevelt the Fighter. And that way you can see everything I got going on. Of course, like he said, if you want to get some workouts in, it don't matter if you're in North Carolina or you in Timbuktu. I can still get you to where you want to be in terms of your health goals. And please, please make sure you guys tune into us every single week. Follow the Facebook page because you never know when we're going to have another exclusive interview for you guys. We got one coming up this Friday. We got several coming up next week. And you guys should always make sure if you find the bell somewhere, hit that little bell.
Get reminded.
Put it on your Google Calendar. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that way you can never ever miss an opportunity to see your boys right here on the Best Damn Wrestling Podcast. Brian.
Yeah.
Let's go ahead and end the show, bro.
Yeah, sometimes we're late, but we always on time. Yeah, absolutely, man. So check us out. We got some big things going. Roosevelt, we do this each and every week. My brother, do you have a final word for the beautiful people?
Yeah, my final word for the day is going to be what do I have for the final word today?
I got you. We'll do this. Encourage others. We're gonna do it during final word. Encourage others. Sometimes you can see people that have an idea, or they have something that they want to do, or they have a dream that they believe in, and sometimes they don't have nobody that believe in them. Sometimes it's good for you to encourage them to do things for themselves, encourage them to live their dream. Just listen to somebody, that has an idea, something that they want to get across. Some people just want somebody to listen to. But when we encourage others, we encourage ourselves to have empathy. We encourage ourselves to want to go after our own beliefs and our own dreams. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes it might spark you to have a set of spark in somebody else. And that's happened to me a lot of times, you know what I'm saying, where I give somebody some inspiration to do something. I'm like, you know what? Maybe this gives me an opportunity for me to do something I've been wanting to do for a while. You know what I'm saying? So encourage others, you know what I'm saying? Because you never know where a good word or some help might come from a person that has a good a good motivation to say to you. You know what I'm saying? Maybe it might be that stranger that say, "Hey man, keep your head up." You know what I mean? I remember one time. I have to tell this story. I remember one time while I was down on the luck. You know what I'm saying? I was in a brand new place, and uh, I was trying to find a house, and I was kind of living out of my car for a little bit. And I remember I was at the front of this club, and maybe I had it all over my face, but it was just this homeless dude that was walking by me. Mind you, there was people all around us. But the homeless dude looked at me. He said, "Keep your head up, bro." And I'm like, "Damn, am I that damn? Am I that damn bad?" That out of all these people out here, he looked at me and told me, "Keep your head up, bro." And
Mhm.
that meant something to me. You know what I'm saying? Because it don't cost you nothing to give a compliment, and it might make somebody whole day. You know what I'm saying? So try to encourage others. You know what I'm saying? See somebody, give them a compliment. Compliments go a long way in building self confidence. You know what I'm saying? If you're somebody that got a goal, or if you got a friend that's trying to start a new business, encourage them to do it. You know what I'm saying? Don't tell them how they get not going to do it or how they going to make it happen. Nah, all that will come in place later on. Just encourage them to get started. You know what I'm saying? Encourage somebody. That is a final word from your boys at the Best Damn Wrestling Podcast, Roosevelt and Renegade. Man, we got to end the show, brother. Beautiful people. Find us on all platforms. You can find us on Instagram at the Best Damn Wrestling Podcast. You can go over to our Facebook group, the Best Damn Wrestling Podcast. We got a Facebook page. You can go over there, the BD Wrestling Podcast. We got an X or Twitter, as it was formerly known, at Best Damn Crew. We got a Twitch, the Best Damn Wrestling Podcast. You can go over to our TikTok. I ain't on it all the time, but whatever, at the Best Damn Wrestling Crew. And you can go to our website and support all of our sponsors there, www.bestdamnwrestlingpodcast.com, and check us out. Yeah, we got some big stuff coming this year. I'm so excited. We working on it. So when we present it, you gonna know what it is. Roosevelt, you already know what it is, player. Beautiful people, best damn nation. We will see you next week or the next best
Damn.
wrestling podcast. All right, beautiful people. We can't hold you no longer. We did you. Adieu.